Hey, guys,
Sam, can you hear me?
yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you
Nice.
loud and clear, man.
Yeah, I know. I just use some headphone, which is better. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, what's the time now? Yes, just turned 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me ping few people.
Mhm.
I think there is, since you are a host, there is a record button,
Yeah.
right? So you can pause the recording for now.
And
Be away from my desk. So if I'm not there, just drop me a message, yeah,
mhm.
on WhatsApp.
Okay. So I would say welcome everyone for today's session, and I hope you can see my screen. And let me just quickly take you through this tool so that you understand how this Zoom tool works. So basically, once you launch the app, Zoom.us app, you will see on the right-hand side, there is a more option. Under more option, there is a chat session if you would like to chat to everyone if you have any trouble during this session, because it's very hard sometimes, have the technical glitch. And I want to make sure that everybody get maximum out of this session. So yeah, so that's pretty much about this tool. And for your information, this session will be recorded. And if you want to refer this one later for any question or any topic which is not clear, however, I don't think so that will be the case, but you are feel free to call us back and we can reconfirm or clear your doubts. Yeah, so I hope you can see my screen. If not, or any technical or communication gaps, please raise your hand using the communication chat on this session. Yeah, so I'll kick off this session with that. So I'm presenting my slides. So the first slides I would like to discuss the agenda. So what is today's agenda? So first of all, I would like to say again, thank you to everyone taking out time. So just to take participate, I would say participation in this session, which should be very interactive from both ends. It's not only one way. It's not at my end. This should be any question which is from your end. I will be happy to discuss anything specific to the software testing. So the main objective of this session is all about foundation of automation, foundation of testing, basically. However, this course has been designed using the 3 elements of software testing. First is definitely the principles of the testing, how testing works, and what are the advantage of or disadvantage of following a best practices, and how should you plan, how should we execute your strategy from testing perspective. It will cover all of these basics foundation knowledge, but we want to make it more formalized using the ISTQB foundation course. So our course content around this software testing will be based on this ISTQB course. So we will follow all the content which has been highlighted in the ISTQB syllabus, and hopefully we'll be covering every single topic out of those syllabus. When I designed this course, basically, as I said earlier, the three key elements or three core elements of this course. First is the foundation of testing. Second is the ISTQB certification, and third is Agile plus automation. When I'm saying third I combine because these days lots of companies, I would say the software houses, they are, or big company, they start more inclined toward the Agile. So I think 70, 80 or 85% of the organizations, software industry start using Agile methodology as a software best practices. So that's where I think they will add more value and will help you to clear interview once you finish this course. Will definitely, you should be in a place that you can easily clear the software testing basics or entry level any type of interview for that. So last element or core element is automation. In this course, we will not cover advanced level automation. It will be entry or foundation level automations. So I will be talking about record and play tools and specifically talking about the Selenium IDE. However, I will leave you at when we finish this course, you will be in a position, if you want to learn yourself more about automation, you should be able to go to the intermediate level. And if you are more keen here, then you can enter to the advanced or expert level. Or if you want to join our other course, which is the advanced Selenium automation testing course, you are most welcome to join that. So that's how the course content has been designed, keeping absolutely your need in mind. So from the agenda perspective, the slides which I'm presenting to you is the first thing is about IT trainer. So definitely either me or Sam will talk about what is IT trainer guru.com, what we offer and what's our strategy and what's our vision behind that. And then of course about the coach, or I would say trainee, I would personally like to say about myself as a coach. And then what is the main key objective for this course? What you want to take away from this course that I'll be covering in this session also. And then rough schedule, like how many days we will cover and roughly what days what will be covered. It's not stepping stone. This can change, depends upon of course depends on the individual speed. So sometimes we cover a little bit slower than what we expect, but we are happy. Our main objective is you to understand software testing, not to run and just finish this course. So we are absolutely just go with your speed. So yeah, so next is what will be the style, or what will be our coaching, how we'll do that. I think this is very important. Before start anything, is very important you understand how we're gonna provide this coaching in this session, in this course, and what will be the different tools we'll be using. From those perspective, I will just a little bit touch on that also. So this just to start with, I will just also touch on the software engineering, the small definitions to get you confidence. Maybe this type of question I can ask you also, see what level you are on this session, if you are keen to, or you're willing to go ahead with software testing as a career. So yes, talking about career. So next topic I'll be discussing about your career path in software testing, and followed about what are the different type of software available in the market, and what type of the testing you do for different types of domain. However, I will just also touch in this slide about what domain will be in scope for this course. And then I will touch on software development lifecycle and software test lifecycle, how software test lifecycle get integrated with software development lifecycle. And then we will talk about what a good tester look like. So what are the good skills a tester should have? I think this is the most, I would say, mostly asked question. Straight away, the moment you sit in front of interview, that's the first question you will be fired. So I will just give you a little bit tips around that, and that basically you will get a flavor how we'll be doing these sessions basically. Then we'll be talking about the tools, what tools you'll be using, and I will touch on this slide about what different tools we are offering, and to practice, you can practice on those tools. And then absolutely in the end, I'll give you opportunity to ask any questions you have. However, I have some template questions to help you to kick off the conversation. So basically, I will cover those mostly asked question, FAQ type questions. And lastly, I will discuss with, we have another course which some candidate prefer to go with that, which is a CTO we call the connected tutor option. What does this mean? Basically, if you want us to find a job for you and prepare your CV, prepare you for interview, we'll take full ownership of your career to get you placed in the industry, in IT industry as a software tester. So that also options, but this is in addition to this course, what we have just said. This is like nice add-ons for this course if you want. However, I don't think so it's a need, but sometimes people are not organized and they don't want to take, they want to take 100% warranty and they want to take that route. That's only for those type of people who want to be definitely desperate for job and they want us to manage their career. Yeah, so that's today's agenda. Any questions before I move ahead? Manish, Ravi?
Okay.
Yeah, all good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so team, here is ittrainer.guru, who we are, what we do. Basically, usually what we do, if sometimes we host this type of session in basically our office. So today is totally remote session. So this is introduction or round table about us. I think still it's valid, and I think I'll skip this one. So I have all you guys have registered online, so I know what type of like basically your background, what's your name, and what are the hobbies. I have already read about you before I came to this session. Usually I like to have this this. So I think guys, somebody is on not muted. So I'm gonna put you on mute. Ravi, I think you're not muted now. So I'll mute you all right now before otherwise it will interrupt everyone. So if you want to have any questions, I will unmute you at that time, or you can put a question on chat. I will take it from there. So I'm
Okay. Thank you.
gonna put you on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so yeah, I was talking about the introduction roundtable session. Usually we do the in the basically if we call you on our one of our center, but here I know all about you guys and why we do that. This is very important for me to who is my audience, what type of background do you have? Do you have an IT background, and what are or you have non-IT background? So based on that, that is helped me to select a domain, which domain we'll be using for this course, and of course which will give me the which will help me to speed up what speed I should be delivering this content or this course to you guys. So definitely in nutshell what I'm saying here, I always plan my sessions according to my audience. So that's absolutely be kept in mind. I'll skip this one. So what about the ittrainer.guru? So who we are basically, we are established in 2013 and we have trained more than 250 candidates, and with basically I am 100% track record and certification. When I'm saying certification, we are talking about ISTQB Foundation certifications, which you can take after this course. And also we have helped more than 60 candidates to get their first job into IT. and the software industry. So it's basically, you can see that this is very committed. We go out of our ways and we help every candidate who joined this course and take full interest to get them their first career break. And our next question, of course, everybody was willing to hear, or everybody asked this normal question: why ittrainer.guru? So I would say why, because we don't only train people. I think we love to coach people. And we have, when we coach people, we have relevant expertise within the industry. So I will touch on the, when I'll discuss about myself. And next is about the, when you do things, you do the live project, you don't feel like you're just only doing some like reading this only the material or something like that. It will be very interactive project. We will talk about the project, which is a live project. You will play with the project, which will build your confidence, because sometimes what happens, the people who come to this type of this software industry, come to software testing course, they don't have any IT background. They come from sales, marketing, different operations, or first line support, or from and different areas. In fact, people who work on tills, working on the hospitality industry, maybe hotels, or absolutely they never heard about, or they never worked on IT environment. So basically bringing them up to speed, so just to give them the flavor how the software testing works. They just play around with the system, with the live project, and which gives them the context about what is software testing brings, and how they can test the system. So which is very important. So whichever domains we picked up, we go about domain, explaining, know everything about domain, and then we start our course. So of course, while we talk about the different testing concepts, I always say, oh, this could be the entry question potential, or this could be the is a good way to, and I also provide the sample answers on the session. So indirectly, we will help you with the interview practice with every session. Post training also that we organize. I say thanks to Sam on that. Basically, he organized free monitoring sessions. Sometimes if he kind enough, he'll bring the pizzas and some snacks. So yeah, so there's basically, we are not leaving you guys in solo. So we say, okay, guys, if you have finished this course, whoever due to the family commitments they can't continue searching for the roles, we just bring them. If they have any additional questions, they can come and ask us, or we can help here and there. Yeah, so if somehow some candidates can't finish, skip some sessions, so there is always opportunity. You can rejoin other batches from there, or the session you have missed. So we usually published our sessions online. So when is what session, what batch is running, or we usually, what we do, we just this day I think is a digital industry, as digitalization is gone crazy, like WhatsApp. We create a group for WhatsApp, and then that's where we communicate to guys. So it's easy to find out when is the session which I have missed, so that you can join the other batches. So this all big say yes, which helps us an individual, or we are just trying to say these are the services and these are the helps we will provide you to get you the break. About myself, so I'm Harry Daya, as I said earlier. So it's more than 14 years of experience working on all different domains, insurance domain, the finance domain, and web domain, to just name it, for FTSE 500, 100 companies. And my key strength, I would say, I'm a certified Scrum Master, e-commerce certified, ISEB certified, and automation expert, and API expert. And currently I'm working with the AWS certifications. So these are the key from the technology perspective. But from last, I would say, 8 years. I'm fully into management also. I would say stakeholder management, risk management, and people management is also my key strengths. So by saying this, so what does mean basically, you will be get full update from my end, what is going on in the industry, what is the trend, and what are the typical intro question can be asked. And usually I provide some sample intro and intro questions with answers to just give you a flavor uh, how people ask question and what could be the good answer, and what the basically main objective behind the asking that this type of question. So which will give you a proper comfortable level comfort, and I will be more confident when you're answering those questions. Yeah, so that's about me. Course objectives. So before I just say, I'll just would like to unmute here. If you have any question, again, I would like to grab any opportunity to explain if you have any questions. So I will unmute you for a few seconds. If you have any questions, please feel free. Any question?
No, we are okay. Please
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, okay, excellent. So I'll unmute you again. So, yeah, so as I said earlier, so this is key objective of this, as I said, this is the foundation of software testing, or you can say ISTQ, whichever you just say it. So what is the key objective? Just basically, we are looking, maybe someone who's one of like few of you are looking to get break into the IT, or someone who's already working into IT and they can't grow as in within the career. Because I have seen in my career, people come from help desk into testing team, join the testing team, and they can't grow because they don't have full picture of or full cycle of automation. Just they learn things on ad hoc, like when people join, we give them, okay, you can work on this team with this integration team, and from there they don't know anything about software testing. For those type of people, this is very good opportunity for them to establish themselves within the team and grow within their career path. So for those type of people, also very good, I would say. So some people in the past, like we have delivered the batches, someone done ISTQ certification from somewhere, and their concepts were not clear. They came to us, they joined this course, and I can remember that one or two names, like Madhub is the one candidate. She joined us and she said, Harry, I have cleared my ISTQB, but I don't know what are these things. So she joined the course, and then after successfully completed this course, and she got, I think she didn't complete the course, and during the course she got the job offer. So I can see the most value out of this. So people like them also can be beneficial from this course. Of course, it's not only software testing. I'll be touching on how to improve yourself from the interview perspective by touching on different concept of ITs, different techniques being used, either soft skill, IT skill, testing skills, or the domains you will be working in software industry. So yeah, so these are the different objectives which are thought through, and that's how it can be benefit to you in this industry if you're entering into software testing. Schedule, as I say, within the schedule, keeping in the mind. So if you look at, as I said, I have combined the core values of software testing and how an individual can get a breakthrough or get a career break into IT industry as a software tester. So I would say 5 to 6 days we will take to complete ISTQB course. What this means, creating foundation, going through different chapters. And after 5 or 6 days, you are will be confident to go for ISTQB course test, basically certifications. You can do that, or it's your wish, or you can complete this course, continue and finish that, and then take the ISTQB course, test. And as I said, pass rate is 100%. So from the 6th or 7th sessions, once you completed the ISTQB foundation, then we'll continue on Agile testing. Agile testing, we will talk how the Agile fits from testing perspective. How, in fact, I would say how QA is also not other name of a tester. We call the quality assurance guys or the team. How QA fits within Agile. This is very, very important question. This is also a solid interview questions. So, and when we talk about Agile, I'll keep 1 or 2 days for Agile testing. So, or Agile methodology, discussing about that from a testing perspective. We'll be having very interactive sessions of how you estimate your things, what are the different framework we use within Agile, like are you using Scrum or Kanban. All these things will be discussed thoroughly on the session. And once we have completed, like within 6th or 7th day, then we will spend 2-3 days with automation and explaining about Selenium ID means integrated development environment. And also I'll show you what is the Selenium WebDriver, because that will help you to, if somebody was keen to grow in automation, then definitely that's stepping stone. And from there, they can enter into the intermediate level of software testing as an automation tester or software developer in test. We call this these days, automation testers name has changed, so they call SDET. Of course, there's a lot of exercise when we're talking each sessions. You will be given some assignments, some, like for example, if you came and we completed the first session, so I will provide you STQB questions and mock tests. So you'll be taking and submitting those questions into our repository. I will show you in my future slides what we are using as a repository. And then you submit your assignments, and then I will give my feedback, and it will basically continuously improvement process with every session you will be receiving from us. I would say 10 or basically recap and feedback and interview. I think I cover this one with every session, so it will be the integral part of my all the sessions. Yeah, sessions will remains 2 to 3 hours. Or maybe sometime if I need more time, I can give you enough notice, maybe 1 or 2 weeks in advance. Guys, we are behind, we need more time. So I would say I need next following weekend, if it's okay with everyone, we can extend by 1 hour or something. That with mutual understanding, we can come. And basically what I'm sending a message here, it's not time frame, it's about the quality of the content we need to deliver, and I will deliver and you will understand. Yeah, so if you are any of you interested in CTO, which is connected tutor-led option, and that's another 5 to 10 sessions, and that's the yearly 12 months warranty sessions. Warranty, basically we try to place you in the as a software tester in the IT. So yes, so next slide, what I'm saying here about coaching is very, very important for me to, for you to understand what is the motive behind for this course and how I'll be working with you guys. So usually I use a coaching model as a GROW. What is the GROW model stands for? It's a goal. G means goal, R means realities, O means options, and W means wins. So basically how you gonna win your objective, that's in nutshell. So, but let me explain quickly. I think everybody use this model, but they don't know, are they using it? Let's take a very simple scenario here. Today, before you join this session, you have to plan. So you want to dial in this this conference, or you are coming to our center. So if you're coming to center to attend this course, then what you have to plan, or what are the options? What is the goal? Goal is to get to the center on time, which is 2 o'clock. And if you get to the time, then what are the realities? Realities is maybe, oh, if I take buses, maybe there's some buses are not working, or if I'm driving, so what are the route I have to take, and if I have to test, how long I will take to get there, or do we have parking, or do we have to add a time for parking to find around that area using Google Map, or so these are the different options for you. And reality is where you are right now. So you're sitting home, you're exploring these options, and how you're gonna win means one of the options you have to take to put contingency so that you can get on time. And once you get into our center on time, like before 5 minutes before 2 o'clock, if session is starting at 2 o'clock, that means that's how you win there. So in fact, this model is applicable for anything, any type of the job you're doing right now, we are doing it. As I said, testing is also all about process. So the grow is fit absolutely in my coaching style, so to help you to explain your thing with a logical way. Yeah. So in the supplementing with the grow model, I also will share lots of my experience that I've learned when I started my career as a software tester. There was no such dedicated software tester within the team. So I learned from the bad way to the best way. So I will share lots of experience for different domains, which will help you to understand software testing in depth, and will help you to give a genuine interview. When you go on an interview, they will give genuine answers for your interview questions, which is, I think, key things, because people read on Google, they answer on Google. So people are not hiring a Google read person who is Google read answers. People are hiring a person who has experience, or if he's not having enough experience, then he has actually basically good analytical skills, good team members, and all these key skills they are looking for, and that I will help you to gain those type of using my experience. Of course, so next is knowledge. Knowledge is which is specific domains. For example, like you're going in finance domain, e-commerce domain, or any of the insurance domain, different domain, what we'll be taking an example. So I will give you in-depth knowledge of that domain, so that will begin, which can be or understand or can be learned through these sessions. Then we'll also value. So value is very important. Value means what the session I'm delivering to you, you understand those testing concepts, understand the software test life cycle, principles, blah, blah, blah. All these things understands, and then you deliver the value during the interview. So we do a little bit mock interviews during the course once, maybe end or middle, so wherever we're comfortable. And I think that's the key session. You should be see the values being added from you individual once you have the knowledge of the software testing. I have added also intuition. So as I said, we will work from the bad way to the best way. So what is good, like what is okay look like, and what is a good look like, and what is a great look like from an individual perspective, or to tester's perspective. So first, when you join, I know you will be using lots of intuitions based when I ask you some questions, you will be using your intuitions to answer those questions, and then you will become a great tester with all of knowledge and experience, and then your answers will change automatically. To get there, so we need, of course, we definitely need some tools and methods. And so we will be discussing lots of tools and methods to help to learn in a better way. So another way I would like to highlight here. So of course, we before we bring on the course, I looked at this grid, which is a work-related behavior and willingness grid. So how I look at here, so who is willingness, who want to go ahead with their career, that works based on the ability and willingness. Willingness is you guys want who's attending this session today, they have willingness to become a software tester, which is a fantastic move from your perspective. You want to either moving the career or getting a break into IT, or whichever, or you're already into IT, you want to grow within the career path. So you have willingness, which is a great thing. So then comes ability. So if ability comes with the loss of different things. As I stated earlier in my previous slide, ability will comes from the experience and with the domain knowledge, which we will help you to get the ability. Once you've looked at it's my grid, which I'm presenting on my slide. So everybody will love to go into the right, far right corner. So with high ability, can do attitude, high willingness, will do attitude. And everybody would love to hire an individual who sits in this far right upper corner. So yeah, that's great. So from my perspective, when you join this course, you will stay in the low ability and low ability in the bottom these two of the sessions. So I would say sorry, right bottom. So where the low ability and the high willingness, because high you are willing to do something, you're willing to commit next 10 weeks, and then with the help of us, we're providing and coaching you guys. Then you get ability to get the job. So you will then will push you in this right far corner. So that's the thinking behind that. That's the whole vision behind this course content also. So just to give you a flavor of this, I'm taking it one of the definition like software engineer or what is a software. So these two different definitions, just to give you a flavor. If you go, this is the definition, frankly speaking, I have taken from the Google. And if you look at it, they made it so complicated. Sometimes some things are very simple, but people made it so complicated. If you look at this, any of this definition, which is on my slide, it says, I'm going to read the second one. What is a software engineer? Software engineer is discipline tracks both technical and non-technical problems associated with software development. It's so complicated. And what is software engineer, guys? It's a simple way to build a software. That's it. Software, it's building a software, anything. Like let's take an example of Google Apps, millions of apps. To build a app, you need a concept, you need a requirement. From the requirement, you analyze what do you need from the platform perspective, requirement. Do you need how much memory you need to run this type of applications or app, and where do you want to publish this app? Are you want to publish only, or do you, for the audience you want to send them, or audience will use only for iOS or gonna Android or desktop also? That's why, so you design should consider all this type, and within the design you should also consider what's the main objective moving forward. Are we use any type of databases, either using SQL, Oracle, MySQL, Cassandra, blah blah, all this, and then you think about testing perspective, and then once you test, and then you send it or deploy or publish the app into our app stores or Google app, so the people can consume those application, or they start installing and start playing. Gaming industry doing that, lots of type of this thing. So software engineering is building a software and basically building a software according to the requirement, delivering to the audience or to your client. That's it. So that's how simply software engineering is. And if I go the same thing, what is a software? Software, if I look at again any of this definition which I'm presenting on my slide, it says software is a set of programs developed to perform a particular task by triggering some actions. This is a bit tricky, isn't it? But what is software? Software is simply a set of instructions. User provides an input and receive output behavior according to your input. That's it. Basically, what are you saying? Like if you want to go and on Amazon, if you click on any item on you want to purchase, look for an item, click on the item, add to basket, and the item should add into the basket. Simple. That's the software. So, but in the behind the scene, this is from end user perspective, but from programmer perspective, what is happening from programmer perspective is they have to write a program which will perform set of instructions, or something will happen, loop will happen, and then there some processing will be done, and based on the processing, there will be some output behavior, which is we will see as item being added to the cart. Yeah. So next we're going to talk you through quickly what is a career looks like in software industry or as a software tester. This is a career path been published with the ISTQ-BCS, the British Computer Society. So if you look at on this slide on the far left bottom, it says as the person who has 1 year's experience enter into the software industry as a QA engineer or a person who's a graduate and they have the foundation level, so they will enter to this this entry level with the 1 or 2 years of experience. uh, I know you are very willing to what sort of salary. I could have covered this one later, but I can highlight here. So roughly as an entry point, you will get a salary of I would say 25 to 27 or 28. You're lucky. Depends on the organization. Some organizations are very good in giving packages, which will can conclude you as a 28,000 package, but 25 to 26.7 is a roughly. And if you have 2 to 3 years of experience, 3 to 4 years experience, which you come as a here entry level junior QA engineer or testers, and then you go to the QA engineers, then you will roughly go 28 to 30. And if you have 3 to 4 years of experience, 4 5 years experience, which go to senior test engineer, then you will start jumping the hues. From the salary perspective, you will get around 35 to 40, and then once you get into the about the 5 or 6 years of experience, up until 8 or 9 years of experience, you will be qualified as a QA lead. And from that category, I think you can get easily up to from 50 to 60, depends upon organization to organization and domain to domain. As you know, or maybe if you're not aware of, I can highlight finance domain, gaming domains is well-paying domain, or insurance domain. So over there you can get easily as a test leader up to 60,000, 50 to 60,000. And then of course, after 5-10 years of experience, you can go as a QA manager, starting from in the roughly, I would say 70 to 100 different companies, so big range. And again, if you have more than 12, 13, 14 years of experience, you become QA directors or QA manager, different organization, different team structures, and then you can go around 100, a 5-figure salary, anything about like 100, 120, 130. So if you look at it, this is the career path as a software tester. Yeah, I would like to give a quick, like again, if anybody has questions, so I'm gonna unmute you all again for a second and let's take a look. Yeah. Yeah, do we have any questions? Okay, silence I will take as a no then.
Yeah. Harry, can you hear me?
Yes, Sam, I can hear you.
So, yeah, so I shared a course content with you via email.
Yeah.
If you want to show them on the screen, you can show.
Yes, yes, that's the plan, Sam. Yeah, we'll cover that.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So, any question, Manish, Ravi, anyone else? No? Okay, I'll mute you again, then I will just unmute again for after a few minutes. Yeah. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, so there's a different type of software needs testing. So these are the, I would say, in the different terms, we can see different type of domain need to be tested. So these are the different domains available in the market. So B2B, we saw business to business, B2C, business to consumer, B2E, business to enterprise. So, and they fit into different categories these days. If you have heard about interactive, non-interactive, interactive system is like web-based website, or which visually you can see. Non-interactive, I'm talking about here API, application programming interface, which is like, for example, let's take another example of a mobile app where you want to see the weather. So weather, basically the British weather, they connect to some app where the weather is published, and they consume those weathers for different locations and display to the end user using APIs. Means APIs means the simple terminology is some XML files, and they transfer the data from one API to another API, and the other APIs consume them and display to the end user. So as I mentioned earlier, so finance domain, which is the banking software I'm talking about, FTSE 100. So could be any of the bank, you know, NatWest, Barclays, Santander, any of them. So those definitely needs a desperate for good testers which has a good analytical skills, and testers who think out of the box. So they're always looking for the testers. And that for the banking and finances domain, there's a legacy software. Sometimes people ask me questions like, oh, is there still, because the automation is coming, so still do you need the manual tester? I would say definitely. So you can't replace manual testers. And manual tester, when I'm saying, is a good manual testers, which has a good understanding of concept, principle, testing principles. So all these, if you are a good tester, you know what are the test design technique, you know what are the principle. So yes, then you will be highly in demand. So what I'm saying indirectly, if you know your domain, you know your skills, you know your foundations, you're always in demand. Yeah. Next is ATM software, automated transmission machines, so like ATM cards and all these things. So again, falls into the banking, but it's a different category within the sector. E-commerce, there's the huge demand these days for e-commerce testers. Like, I think this is the easiest and the quickest way to get entry into the software testing, doing the e-commerce for the person who never worked on IT or who is just doing and getting a break, or after graduations also. So basically, these days everybody use the e-commerce. Doing the shopping online is a part of e-commerce, but of course we need to go into the details about the domain, which we'll discuss in this course also. Mobile application software these days is totally viral about the mobile app, so it's a huge demand. Sometimes people hire the contractors in this arena, and they use their contractor for 5-6 months, and they launch their application or mobile app and then let it go. So that's where they're another for contractors, and you also can work as a contractor in there. While I'm talking on the mobile, also here I can also add the gaming industry also is a huge area. Automobile software, like anything fits into the cars or any machines or anything, airplanes, air traffic control. Yeah, those are all chips which is designed and meant for some specific objectives. They will be fully tested using the software, which is used as an emulator, and that's where manual tester is hugely in demand. Good example is guys, automated car in the market is going to come very soon. I think by 2020 we should have lots of automatic car on the road in London. So yeah, that's been tested by Google and all this. So the different, lots of massive company, and they have spent so much, I think trillions of pound of money they have invested into automation, in the testing from manual perspective, not automation. They didn't do automation testing. You can't do the life critical applications as a manual testing or automation testing. So they hired lots of manual testers. So what I'm saying here, there's a bright future for the manual testers going ahead, and will be always be in demand. Only if you have a good knowledge and the foundations. If you do one job on ad hoc basis and then after that you gap and you don't know, you don't learn the new technology, then it's again you have to do some sort of other courses to fill up the gaps. Yeah, so again, educational software. So that's I'm saying, shutting here, different domain, different software. There's lots of opportunity for different domains. Yeah. Software processes, I was just gonna quickly touch on that. I already have a little bit explained in one of my slides. So what is the SDLC, software development life cycle? What we do in this, basically we get the requirement for any software. Let's assume we are working on a software where Sam wants us to publish a ittrainer.gru app. Basically, he wants to use this app. So we will get requirement from Sam. He's become our client. And then we will, one of the stakeholder within the software development team, like project manager or product owner will communicate to him, get requirement, and then project manager take those requirements, come to our development team, some architecture guy or software developer, tester, test manager, they come and discuss how long it's going to take, estimations, all these things, and what technology need to be used and how we're going to implement these. using implementation means what database again, what technology we're gonna write this code into. So this implementation also will be discussed and given the feedback to the project manager. Then project manager go back to the client and will give him the rough estimation of how much is going to test. And then based on the, of course, as I said, during the software design and implementation, QA manager is included. He will give his input from testing perspective. Then we will, once the application is ready, or if you following the agile methodology, will be tested in parallel. And then we will test and start releasing to the client. And once client has been released, of course, if he's gonna take the maintenance package also, then we will give him maintenance throughout the whatever the life years, whatever has been agreed in the contract. So that's the whole software process. Now, software test lifecycle team. Software test lifecycle is basically is get integrated into the software development lifecycle, and that's where we fit into. So if you look at this slides from software process testing, which I have mentioned, this testing is whole our software test lifecycle. So once a test manager has set the team's expectation, we will take this application to test 3 months. Within the 3 months, what we will be doing? So we will be executing our test strategy, and test strategy will execute automatically our software test lifecycle. So what is this? Again, we will ask requirement, what we need to test, and then we'll, of course, the requirement, when we're getting requirement, we'll be planning that. Yeah, when we're planning means test planning, test strategy, everything will be designed here and agreed with the different stakeholder, development manager, product owner, and all the business stakeholders. And once we're done, then we write our test cases, execute our test cases, send our reports, set up our environment, and all these things happen. And once we have completed all different phases of testing, then we will do the test closure activity, means we will hand over our all artifacts to maintenance team. Depends, again, more complex software we build, we have to more defined different phase of testing. If I'm saying different phase of testing, I will cover in my next slide also, but different phase of testing is unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. If a application is more complex we are developing, that means we have a different dedicated team for different phases of testing. Yeah, so this is in words. That's what we have explained here is displayed in a diagram. Software testing. So software testing is basically make sure what is the software testing that we are trying to explain here to give you a flavor of what it is there. Basically, software testing is a process of testing process of finding error bug in a software. Yes. So basically we are saying to find, is there any discrepancy in the requirement which has been given to us when we are testing the application? Or is the application is behaving that is supposed to do according to the requirement? Or could be anything, but that definition should come from within you, from your experience, what you know about software testing. That makes the huge difference, not the Google Red one. So that's why I'm insisting. So yeah, but you will be more confident when you learn this type of technique and with the experience when you execute online using our application, web application, or domains which we'll be discussing during this course. Also, different type of testing also can be carried out. We perform during the SDLC manual testing, which is done by manual tester, which is the main candidate for this course. Of course, if the software automation testing will be done by automation experts, and performance testing will be done by different performance teams. Security testing like Veracode Scan or Digital, all these type of different third party or maybe in-house team will be doing the security testing. So different type of testing will be performed by different teams. But in this course, we will discuss all about manual testing. Software quality control, software quality assurance, very important team. So as a manual tester, you should know what is this, what is the difference between this. So just to highlight this one, quality assurance is process oriented, quality control is product oriented. If you guys have heard about V model, on the left-hand side of the V model, where we are saying requirement, specification, design specification, test specification, and all. So that left-hand side of V model is quality assurance. On the right-hand side is quality control, where we execute our testing. So, but I will explain in detail this one with traditional model like V model or waterfall testing model in our course also. Guys, this is what I'm showing in these slides or discussing. These are all solid interview questions indirectly. So people will ask you what makes a good test engineer, or why should we hire you, or what a tester should do, or what a good tester should look like. All this same question answer is same. So what you should have, what is your key strength? So yes, my key strength is test to break attitude. Perfect. So if you take 3 or 4 points from these slides, the interviewer will be very impressed. So test to break attitude, think out of the box, quick learner, basically. But you know, this could, like, I'll just explain the quick learner. Quick learner is a very relative skills. You can't prove this within 1 hour of session or interview session. But as I designed this course with different core elements like automation, which we put it in as an addition. So you can say I'm manual tester, but side by side, I am learning automation. So that means you're proving on the spot, I'm a quick learner. So similarly, good at reporting. So you should be basically, you should be very good at like managing the stakeholders' expectations. So what is the stakeholder? Means the person you will be working collaboratively with within the team. Like if you're working with the product team, you will be product manager stakeholder, or the business analyst as a stakeholder. If you're developer team or development manager or test development lead or developers, this becomes stakeholder for you. So so basically managing their expectation, reporting good way. Yeah. And strong desire for quality, like you don't compromise with quality. You raise the questions, raise the alarm, guys, it's not looking good, I think blah blah. That's where you are. I think within an organization, I would say, even I was talking to one of the company's CTO. He said that the most productive, the best team in the software development life, or software development or software engineering, is quality assurance team. That's the only team think negatively to improve product quality. So guys, this type of statements coming from CTO, anyway, the big banking CTO, basically, is a great statement. Just basically giving the credibility to a tester. So you can understand from that testers are very important for industry. Yeah. So of course, the good eye for details. So finding the defects, you should need to have a right skills using different type of test technique, which you will be learn in this course. Yeah, so what is the main objective of software testing? As I said earlier, to finding defect, to improve system performance. Depends what is the objective of testing. If it's manual testing, finding defect, improve quality. If performance testing, finding the performance of the system is not degrading with every release. If a security testing, make sure secure is the application we're delivering is fully secured. So different objectives, so different type of testing. So from software testing, making sure we find the defect. Yeah, so now coming to the next point, what is the defect? Very simple and very complicated also. So there is any relatives, if somebody's ISTQB certified test manager, he will ask you, can you tell me difference between error, defect, and failure? So we will discuss those in details in our course, but here is in simple, what is a defect? Is defect, guys, what is the defect is simply, I can ask you guys, I think in this, let me open the chat session. So can any of you just put in comment on that? So anyone, can you tell me what is a defect? Manish? Prem? So Okay, so team, I'm not going to put anybody on spot here. So what is a defect basically? Defect is when you do something, yeah. Let's say somebody give you a document. Let's say like a Google Gmail account, and it said, okay, so we have built this application login functionality, and you should be able to log in into this application. So requirement is user should be logged into this application. But this is very vague requirement. They should be saying user should be logged in with the valid the valid username. What is, and then this is also vague requirement, but you should ask them what is the valid requirement. Means username should be 10 or 15 character long. It should take only characters and numbers. Like if I say my enter, I created my username as Harry12, and it should accept as long as a 10 character long username. And password should be alphanumeric, should say special character. What is special character? In your keyboard, if you look at @ $, pound sign, bracket, underscore, forward slash, backward slash, all these are special character. So it should be combination of those. So when I enter Harry12 and password I enter as a Harry@12, it should accept those requirements because I'm satisfying the requirement. When I press login button, it should log me in, but it's not logging me in, for example, because it's not accepting the special character. However, the requirement is accept the special character within the password, but it's not working as expected. So this is a defect. It's a problem. It's in the system. It's not working. It's a bug. So what we should be saying here, when we raise the defect, then we say basically here that's the scenario, but what is a defect from this scenario? What will be the definition of a defect with this scenario? So basically when you want to, when the system it doesn't behave as expected according to the requirement, that's called defect. Yeah, so our software is not working as it's supposed to, this is called defect. Yeah, okay, so I'll put you on mute again. Type of testing, guys, we'll be covering also. This will be covering the, as you see in my slide, there's a different type of testing, black box, white box. These are different test design technique. Also, we use integration, ad hoc testing, exploratory testing, smoke testing, confirmation testing. These are all interview questions, guys. So they will be fully explained, and you will be fully confident once you know and you have experimenting them. And later on you will be as we discussed earlier, so different phase of testing we discussed, unit integration, system acceptance. So these are different phase will be fully explained and will be discussed within there using the different models. Testing principle also will be discussed. These are the which I'm showing in my slide. These are, well, as I said earlier in the beginning of the sessions, I said like, oh, learning bad way. So these are the testing principle, learning from bad way. And but I'll show you the first chapter of ISTQB principle of testing, the way we'll be discussing the actual principle of testing. So these are the bad principle which I'm showing you on my slide, like don't test your own program, bad test specs, but that's how it used to be in like long 10-15 years ago. So we will teach it what is the test principle should look like. So yeah, so tools, next slides I'm really talking about tools. So we have in-house test management tools which we have hosted. We have the, which is called the test link. I can show you quickly. So team, here is our in-house test link tool. So you'll be experimenting from very beginning or middle of the HTTP course. So you start writing your test cases, executing your test cases. You will be process which I'll be explaining. You will be experimenting behind the scene. That's where we'll give you confidence about when we'll be asking question defect, what is the process, what is strategy, how do you do this, how do you do that. Actual real lifetime examples will be answered to you when you start using this tool. Then we have the defect tracking tool. What is that defect? We've just discussed a little bit. And then we have the defect tracking tool, which is again hosted tool we are using, Mantis. And that's where you'll be raising the defect and going through that. The solid interview questions, what are the defect, what is the defect, how you raise a defect. So you know the process. Once you have exercised, then you can easily, confidently explain what is the defect tracking tools. And then we have a Selenium, little bit we talk about the Selenium ID as an automation, and these are different tools which is won't be discussing. That I'm saying this is also supported, but if you, for your benefit, you should know a little bit. Sometimes people ask you performance testing. We will discuss different type of performance testing. Sometimes people ask question, what is the performance testing? What is stress? What is load? So we'll be touching on that one of the session. But we won't discuss any tools because this out of scope for this course. Yeah, again, security testing, API testing, these are totally different tools. We do provide courses on those tools, but we won't be discussing in this course. So Maven and GitHub and all repository tools. Handouts, as I said, mentioned earlier. So another thing is team, is we have our wiki page. Feel free to go there and play around, read more content about. There's lots of valuable information here, like manual testing. Especially, I would stress on the interview. If you say there is very interactive, like interview questions here, we can answer some questions and answers. Also, sample interview questions, as I stated earlier. So, and there's some magazines which I would recommend monthly, so you can read them. So basically keep yourself up to date. So basically wiki is very useful place for you to just update your skills, not during this course, after the course also. Yeah, so, and as I said earlier, so as a repository we'll be using Dropbox. Using the Dropbox, I will give an access to our one of the folders, and that's where you will be using to access the material, most of the material, and you will be submitting your assignment, and I'll be putting my giving my feedback on there. So it's a simple, you can see it here on this my slide. So there's a different folder for assignments, automation, different for books. Yes, we provide some books to help you, and all the slides which I'll be covering will be shared with you. And syllabus also, what it is to give you syllabus within there, how do you can book the courses, any tools I used to like Mentis and TestLink, which we had discussed. So we'll be share with you all the links to help you to do the testing activities or practice. Yeah, so next slide is about your foundation certificate course. So ISTQB course, which is this contains basically this is an example slide I have taken. So I will be telling you roughly which chapter contains how many questions. If you see in the bracket, that's my interpretation or my guess how many questions will be asked for this ISTQB course. So like fundamental of testing will be 7 questions will be asked. Life cycle of testing is 6. Static testing is 3. Dynamic testing with the test design techniques will be 12. Question will be asked. Management, test management will be 8 questions. So roughly that's how it should be, but everything will be communicated and shared with you guys. So I would just this is the CTO. This tutor-led course. Basically, within this, we will provide different this is totally different course in itself. So if somebody is interested, please feel free to contact us. But I will summarize within 1 or 2 sentences at high level. This will be fully supported by us. Basically reviewing your CV or building your CV if needed, and then we'll be preparing for CVs using one of the SAM's basically software we have built in-house. And also we will be helping you to basically get a break. Yeah.
So Harry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what we have done here is we have prepared our own interview preparation software where a candidate can rehearse their interview skills before going for an actual interview. So the biggest problem is people get nervous, even though they know the answer, they won't be able to deliver the way they have expected it to deliver. So hence why this software kind of boosts their confidence. They can take questions as many times as they like. They can review their own performance. They can see themselves, their body language, tone of their voice, eye contacts, everything. And they can retry if they're not happy with that question until they are fully satisfied, and then they can move on the next question. And finally, once they have answered all the questions, the software creates their video profile, which they can share with us, and then we can guide them, what are the strengths they have, weaknesses they need to work on. So we don't want a candidate to waste an opportunity where they are not fully prepared for an interview, and then they waste an opportunity. And the way it works with recruitment agent, if you don't crack an interview in first three opportunities, they won't give you more opportunities. That's how it works. So basically this software we are giving to our students for free, and they can use it as much they want. And obviously once they have done their video interview, we will review it, and then we will guide them, we will mentor them. So the intention is to not leave any stone unturned in terms of placing them. So over to you, Harry.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thanks for the nice content. Yeah, so yeah, this is another option. So we use but this is that course is that tool will share with every candidate. It's not only who opt out for the CTO. Basically, CTO is more over like one-to-one session with one of our testing experts. So teams, yeah, is I think it's coming to end. So I will just kick off quick FAQ session here. Before FAQ, let me see how the link I have shared with you guys. Basically, I've shown all the tools. So I have shown you wiki. So we have an in-house wiki. We have the defect management tools, which will help you to learn understanding and what is the defect life cycle. Then we have the test management tools in-house, which will help you to understand the whole testing as a process team, from the requirement to the sign-off for testing, test plan, tester, everything. So people, it struggles, I don't know about other people, I can't even comment. They deliver, excuse me, they deliver the course content only to going for theory. Here, why we are distinct, we make it more interactive to provide these type of tools to help you to understand in depth about how the software testing is working. And we have a in-house application. So sometimes depends on, as I said earlier, we keep changing this application, depends on what type of audience I have. So we can use these demo applications for testing perspective. This is the e-commerce in-house application where we can practice different concept, like what from testing perspective, how should be testing a e-commerce. Like you can see very simple example here. This is our in-house application. So we'll be writing, we'll get a requirement, you write a test plan, test strategy, you design a process, you learn the test design technique, you write the test cases based on the design technique, then you execute those test cases within the tools, and then you publish them. So basically it becomes very next to your nature, and because you have done yourself, and that they will, I think all the manager can't ask any other question beyond what we have just explained to you here, and you have already experimented yourself. Yeah, so once you finish the course, this is more professional side we have. So this is, we'll give you as a project once you finish the course, and using this another e-commerce site, you have to prepare everything from this site, and you can submit the assignment, and then we'll review. And after that, maybe if you need any certification from us, we can provide the IT trainer certificate to you. Yeah, so it's nearly coming to end. So let me jump to the slide. So I'll kick off FAQ using this slide. So just mostly asked questions I will kick off. So usually people ask, I will just unmute all the session. If anybody has any other questions, please feel free to ask any questions. So I'm unmuting the session now. So from my end, you have all unmuted. Please, you unmuted at your end if you want any questions. So I'll kick off FAQ. So usually people ask, so how many people do you allow on this course? So usually our intention is not to like bombard or make a huge classroom with the people. So our intention is to keep 8 to 10 people and maximum, and then we deliver the content accordingly. And so next question people ask, what type of certificate will I receive? So yes, if you want any certificate from IT trainer, so we can provide our certificate. But if you want to ISTQB well recognized worldwide certification, you have to appear. We can share the how you can register for these certifications. You can do the register, and of course the ittrainer.guru also will not be basically providing the fee for that. So you have to submit your extra fees. I think it's 80 quid or 100 quid for this certification, which goes to BCS. Is there any examination? Of course, if you're going for ISTQB, yes, there will be examination. And what will be the pass rate? It's a 65% is the pass rate, which is if the out of 40 question, you have to answer 26. Very tough in the death. But I will give you lots of tips on that, how you can answer those questions. What is covered on 10 days or 5 days testing course tutor-led? So this is definitely if you're gonna do the tutor-led options. So this is not relevant. If you want to have any question about that, you can speak to myself or Sam on that. I don't have any experience in IT. Does it matter? So absolutely, I would say no, as long as you have willingness and you can dedicate yourself next 10 weeks to us. We will build your knowledge and experience in one domain. But as I said, these days everybody's doing shopping and online. So somehow you don't know, but you have some sort of IT knowledge already. But we will brush up. We will tell you some technical terms. So then it will let you say, oh yeah, I know that. So yes, these type of things will happen. So yeah, we will brush up all this time. So we from only for foundation, if you're going for there's a manual tester, you don't need any IT background or anything. We will help you to build up that one during this course. So what are the course times? So depends on the different candidate. That's the answer to Sam. Basically, if you speak to Sam, he will tell you. So what time is suitable for everyone. How can I book and pay for this testing course? Training courses must be paid. So this is what I'm saying. So payment go to Sam, and you should be paying, or if you're interested in this course, should be by like good. Sometimes we prefer like within next 2 days. So definitely by end of next week, before you join the first session, you should be giving some deposit to Sam. But this question again for Sam. If you have any questions, speak to Sam regarding finance. Do you help provide direction preparing for interview? Absolutely, yes. As I said, every session is coaching session. It's not a training session. It will be very interactive, and it's been formatted in such a way that it becomes more interactive, and I'll be sharing lots of experience, and specific interview question will be called out and shared with you. Sorry, yeah, somebody want to ask something?
Harry, how much is the fees?
Sam.
Well, as Harry has mentioned, this 10 days training program, which combines manual, agile, and basic automation, usually we charge £1,000 for 10 sessions, but we are running a special offer. If someone enrolls for this course, we are charging £800 for the same.
Okay. And again, Sam, is it going to be a weekday we can arrange, or it's going to be weekend?
Well, always on weekends. So every Sunday for 3 hours, either it is 2 to 5 or 5 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's the time slot we prefer. Because to be honest, we don't employ anyone who's a full-time trainer. All our trainers are industry expert. They're working Monday to Friday, and they share what experience they have gained while working for n numbers of years. So then only these people can deliver a quality training to the candidate, which can make them employable in the future.
Right. But so altogether 10 days, would you say how many weeks is it then? How many?
I will answer this question, Sam. So basically, it's not fast and fast rule. So it depends upon you. Of course, your speed, how quickly you can. Sometimes, if I feel that you are not coping with the rest of some candidates, they are slow to grab concepts. So usually, we need to take break. The guys, you need to catch up. It's not fair on you or us to running forward and you are not getting things. So it depends. Like it depends on the team, basically, how many candidates and how was this catching speed. So usually, yes, 10 weeks is that we say, and sometimes people have a commitment, other family commitment. If you want to break, yes, 1 or 2 an exception, not like we're going for a year or something like that. Yeah.
So
Does I
Sunday,
Mhm. Sorry, go ahead.
so it's just going to be Sunday only.
That's right.
So there's no way you could do Saturday, Sunday, or
Well, we can look into that, but as Sam mentioned intentionally, so we are aiming for only Sundays.
okay, that's fine.
Harry, it says that 10 days and 5 days course. Are there 2 different courses running, or is it one?
No, this is tutor-led. This is a different course, as I said, CTO, connected tutor-led options.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for manual testing is only what we have shown in the schedule.
Okay.
Harry, could you just repeat regarding the CTO? What's the full form?
Connected tutor option. So what this means, basically, somebody will be supporting you to get a career break for a year. And this is totally different course. It's nothing to do with the manual testing. Of course, it will be once you completed this course,
Yes.
and then you will be assessed, you'll be interviewed by one of the testing expert. It's not on your options. If you want to go for this option, it depends on if one of the testing tutor is happy with you as a person, and we think we can definitely place you in the market, or you have skills, or like if it's not only if you have done this course, yes, we can see that, we can straight away tell you, because you'll be interactive. If somebody is open for other people also who didn't do our manual testing course, then we don't know about the candidate, so we have to take his interview first, and then we will enroll him on this course. And they're totally different fees also. I think Sam is around another £1,000
Sorry.
for the computer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. CTO course is £1,000 fees if somebody's interested on that, or
That's
your friend or family.
on top of the actual course fee.
That's right.
I'm sorry, what is that CTO that is like extra training, 1-to-1, is it?
Yes, it will be 1-to-1. Just said, like, we'll be preparing your CV, we'll be preparing you for interviews. Either we have to do mock test 100 times, we have to do 100 times, and we'll be sending you for interviews through our connections. So there's lots of things happening in the behind. Basically, it's lots of hard work for us. But if you have done this manual course, we will be sharing the jobs. I usually do in the group, like, these are jobs guys apply. You can apply yourself. You to manage your.
So basically, this option you have, let's say someone already had a training for somewhere, and they are already ISTQB certified, and we don't know how much they know or how much what are the things they don't know. So basically, we take the interview, we analyze the candidate, and if we feel that we can retrain or reshape this candidate and put them in the market, for them we have this option, right? So that's what we do. So in a way, we don't have to spend 10 days for the same. We can do like 5 to 7 sessions, 5 to 6 sessions, and we can prepare the candidate. They will do a project with us, and once they have done a project, we can give them some experience as well that they have done a project with our company. So they will have some UK experience as well as a tester, because the biggest challenge in the market is when you go as a freshie, even if you say I'll work for free, you won't get any opportunity. You need to have some sort of project which you have done, even it's a training project or internship based project, but at least you will have something to back you up. That makes a huge difference. So, I mean, there are a couple of milestones needed once you start looking for a job, like you are ISTQB certified, plus you know a bit of automation, plus on top of that you have some experience doing a project with UK based consulting company. So that definitely adds value in your CV. And also we have this interview preparation tool, as I mentioned. So once they have rehearsed their interview skills, then once they have rehearsed the same question n number of time, no matter how nervous they are on a given day, the answer would come out automatically. That's the intention for designing this tool. Because, I mean, myself and Harry, we've been working in this industry in IT since, I mean, I know how many years Harry's been working, but been working since more than 10 years now. The biggest problem is when it comes to facing an interview, everyone get nervous or they have to prepare themselves before they go for an interview, how knowledgeable that person is. So in order to help them, we have this tool as well. So these are the things you need. And there is no rocket science in terms of placement. So with this TCO option, we help the candidate whom we have not trained, right? So we can give them this opportunity so they can also get help. So basically it's a mentoring service.
Okay.
So any other question, team?
No, thank you.
Yeah, you said that, I'm sorry, you said that you need to know a little bit of automation. That means a little bit of coding, you mean, right?
No, I said if you for this manual testing you don't need anything, but for
Okay.
if you're gonna go for automation, yes, it would be good to have a little bit programming knowledge basically, which makes sense basically. You know, you can't
Yeah.
code, then you can't learn automation.
Yeah. And do you provide that as well? Is there a course for you to do that as well afterwards, or is it like, it's purely manual testing?
No, yes. After that, if you want to join, we have the advanced, but we do the Selenium only for Selenium or advanced Selenium course, so you can join that also.
Okay, so in that, what programming language is it?
So there is I would say two programming language heavily in demand. So either C# or Java. So we provide Java using Selenium WebDriver.
Okay. Thank you so much. And can you share what would be the cost of that as well, with inclusive of manual both together? How much would be the cost?
For that,
Roughly, I don't need a.
no, that's fine. So that will be, I think, another £1,000 for that's the 8 sessions again. So it will be like if Sam is giving kind enough to give you a 20% discount on this one, that will be around 1,800, which I can see.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any
Thank
other
you
question, team?
very.
That's it.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
one last thing I would like to mention is we have got many
Yeah.
success stories. In last 6 months, we have trained and placed more than 15 candidates. So if you want to hear from them, I mean, we are more than happy to share their contact details. You can contact them. They will share their experience with us. So apart from, we run this as a business, but we do help candidate, to get their first break in IT.
Yeah.
So that's the core intention we have.
Yeah. Sam, the thing is, we come from a different backgrounds, like, especially don't have IT, but have 10 plus years of experience. Like, I have service management experience, which is in, core services and all that. But for us, again, do you think that we have to start again from the bottom again? Like, you said 18 to 28K, which is like, we are already somewhere, we're earning a little bit more. All we need is a little bit, jump into IT. So that means if we are jumping into IT, do we have to go back down the scale and start again as a fresher?
Sam, I'll take this question. I don't think so. So in the past, I think one of the course I delivered, there's I think finance guy. He was a finance, I think director or something, one of the company, and he
Yeah.
joined this course with the intention because he can see it, he can switch parallelly. So there's a two types, two things happen. So in a career, either you can go scale yourself horizontally or go vertically. Vertically, when you grow in your career, you go take basically grow in the same path, isn't it? When you move to the horizontally, that's where you, I think it will be the viable decision. You can go parallelly. So you, instead of you won't go if you join the same company if the opportunity comes, and that's what he did. So he switched parallelly. He moved to the testing as a, and company won't degrade your salary, so you will stay on the same role, same salary, and then from there. But when you switch to, but you have to again, if you have the right skills, knowledge, and background in the software testing and experience, then easily you can switch to the next company with the same test lead role, and you take a full advantage.
Okay.
I mean,
The thing is, you know,
70% inquiries which we receive, people are coming
Yeah.
from either hospitality or retail sector. They got nothing to
Yeah.
do with IT, right? And we have
Yeah.
helped them. I can say we have trained and placed people in two numbers, right? They are working in the industry. Again, software testing is, there are more number of jobs because no matter what platform they use, whether it is
Yeah.
Java, PHP, .NET, C Sharp, they all
Yeah.
need testers, mobile applications, right? But it's not a rocket science. You are testing which has been created or developed by a developer. So you are testing their product, making sure it is flawless. So obviously it requires a training, and you need to learn some technique, but it's not quite intense learning. If I have to say that, you have to toil yourself or have to spend 6 to 12 months to learn these things. You can learn things in a matter of 10 to 12 weeks, brush up your skills, brush up your interview skills, and then you can start looking for a job in the market.
Okay, sir. Oh.
Yeah, just adding on top of that, guys. So basically, the process remains same. Your strategy changes. More the complex the application testing, your test strategy, test technique will change. If you know the process, if you have foundation in testing, nothing else will change. But you should be smart enough to tweak your strategy according to your complexity or risk associated with that application.
Okay. Oh. Thank you.
Sam,
Yep.
you know,
Thank you very much, guys, for joining. I believe if you have any other questions, you can contact us on via info@ittrainer.guru. That's our email address, info@ittrainer.guru. Please
Okay.
feel free if you have any queries. We are more than happy to answer
Info
those.
at
And thanks for joining on Sunday afternoon. You might be doing something else in a nice sunny weather.
Yeah.
Thanks for making this time. Yeah.
It's great.
Thanks a lot,
Yes,
guys.
guys. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.
sorry,
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sam. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much. Yeah,
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
thank you, Sam.
hello, Sam.